More news coming in this morning, and we're staying with developments from the ISI-Khalistani link, which is unraveling. Sources have told India today that ISI is helping K-mob protests. ISI has asked Pakistanis in Canada to join the protest. ISI is backing protest on the 25th of September in Ottawa, arranging buses to bring Khalistani mob to the Indian mission. So essentially, what we have, in fact, credible information of from our sources is the manner in which Pakistan has expected, and has been doing this for the longest time possible, is to stoke further tensions in Canada and, in fact, help Khalistanis in Canada against India. Protests being organized, and ISI is arranging buses to bring Khalistani mob to the Indian mission for a protest that is being planned on the 25th of September in Ottawa. ISI has asked Pakistanis as well to join in these protests. Pakistanis living in Canada to join in these protests is what we are picking up. ISI is helping Khalistani mob protest, stoking further tensions in Canada against India. Massive ISI-Khalistani link unraveled in Canada. Sources are telling us, and indicating rather, that ISI is helping Khalistani mob protest. ISI has asked Pakistanis in Canada to join in the protest, backing protests on the 25th of September in Ottawa. Actively involved is ISI, who's asked Pakistanis living in Canada to join in these protests. And joining us now is Viat Claypool, senior correspondent, Nat Telegraph from Alberta in Canada. Thank you so much for your time. I want to begin by asking you about the Canadians now of Indian origin who are living in Canada and looking at how this entire matter was handled. To begin with, the first statement that went out from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau about India being behind the killing of Khalistani terrorist Nijjar, without there being any proof.
Well, what I think has happened is that in Canada, we've seen a lot of people who are in India, who are Hindus, who start to feel like second-class citizens over time, just because of the way that the Indian government tends to treat Sikhs and Muslims as being sort of higher priority diaspora. And that I think this current scandal with Justin Trudeau has really highlighted that really certain communities seem to be able to just do no wrong in his eyes. So he's very soft on Khalistani extremism, whereas Hindu Canadians tend to get ignored and also belittled when it comes to their concerns about extremism and very violent rhetoric towards their homeland and their home government.
You know, also, there is, in fact, like we said, no evidence as far as this entire issue is concerned. But it clearly appears that rumors and hearsay and what the lies that Khalistanis have been peddling was clearly sold as so-called evidence, isn't it, by the Prime Minister of Canada?
Well, they didn't have any information. They basically just came out with an accusation and then assumed that it was going to be quickly backfilled. So then when they were basically pressured today after they kicked an Indian diplomat out of the country, and then India responded like rightfully in kind, that people were pressuring them to come out with evidence, and they just so far haven't. Justin Trudeau did that pathetic press conference where he came out and basically just said there's substantial accusations after he was asked by Canadian media, do you have substantial evidence? And if it's just substantial accusations, that doesn't mean anything. All it means is that you just have potentially conspiracy theories being spread by Khalistanis. Even the CBC, who is like Canada's state broadcaster, are basically acting like lackeys of the Liberals and then pretending like background rumors can be substituted as evidence.
Yeah, Claypool, I'm going to thank you for joining us with your perspective on that big story that we are tracking very closely, and we continue to keep a close eye on those details.